You know, we all think we know the humble berry. They're sweet, they're healthy, they're perfect on our cereal. But what if I told you that these familiar little fruits are hiding some incredible secrets? We're talking surprising physical feats, mind-blowing stats, and even ancient stories. Today, we're going to uncover the secret life of berries.
Now, really, take a look at the fruit in your kitchen right now. I bet you're wondering, does it bounce? Can it float? Could it, explode? Well, by the end of this, you are never going to look at that fruit bowl the same way again.
All right, first up, let's get into the science of it all, the physics, really. Berries aren't just these passive little things waiting for us to eat them. Nope, they have some truly surprising physical properties that kind of defy what we'd expect. Get this, a ripe blueberry is supposed to bounce. I'm not kidding. That bounce is actually a built-in ripeness test. A perfectly firm, ripe blueberry has just enough tension in its skin to pop right back up. But if it just goes splat, well, it's probably past its prime. So just remember, no bounce, no good. Okay, so this one isn't just a cool party trick, it's the whole secret to how they're harvested. See, cranberries have these 4 tiny little air pockets inside, which makes them naturally buoyant. So farmers flood the fields, creating those beautiful famous red cranberry bogs, and then all the floating berries are just easily rounded up and collected. Pretty clever, right? And now, a quick public service announcement. Please, whatever you do not try this at home. If you put a grape in the microwave, its skin basically acts like a tiny pressure cooker. It traps all the steam from its own water content, and the pressure just builds and builds and builds until, boom, you get an exploding grape. It's fascinating science for sure, but a very, very messy one.
Okay, next up, let's look at berries by the numbers, because sometimes the most astonishing facts are hidden in just simple statistics. Everything from how many seeds are on a strawberry to the unbelievable age of a single plant.
So what's with the number 200? Well, that's about the average number of seeds you'll find on a single strawberry. And what makes strawberries so wild is that they're the only fruit to wear their seeds on the outside. Yep, about 200 of them on every single berry.
So, how many of those seedy strawberries do we actually eat? Well, the average American puts away about 3.5 pounds of them every year. And for all my friends watching elsewhere, that's roughly 1.6 kilograms. That is a whole lot of seedy goodness.
This number is it's incredible. The oldest known grapevine in the entire world isn't in France or Italy, like you might think. It's in Slovenia, and it is over 400 years old. It survived invasions, city fires, and it still produces fruit to this day. It's a true living monument.
Okay, for our final section, we're going to look at what berries really mean to us. As superfoods, as historical symbols, and also as a little reminder to always be careful about what we might eat out in the wild. You hear that term superfood thrown around all the time, right? But for berries, it really comes down to one key word: antioxidants. These things are powerful little molecules that help protect our bodies from the kind of damage that leads to aging and disease. And berries are absolutely jam-packed with them, which is exactly why they're so good for us. Now for a quick but really important comparison, wild versus cultivated berries. So while wild berries can sometimes pack in even more nutrients, you have to know exactly what you're picking because a lot of varieties out there are poisonous. The berries you get from the store are cultivated. They're bred to be safe, big, and sweet. So the bottom line is only go foraging if you're with an expert.
I just love this little piece of history. Native Americans once called blueberries starberries. And why's that? Well, if you look at the blossom end of a blueberry, the bottom of it, you can see a perfect 5-pointed star. It's just such a beautiful name for a beautiful fruit.
And that really brings us to our final thought. From bouncing blueberries and floating cranberries to 400-year-old vines and these little star-shaped patterns, the food we eat every day is just filled with incredible science and history. It kind of makes you wonder what other secrets are just waiting to be discovered right there in your own kitchen.